Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons on 93.7 The Ticket. I got to give a big shout out to Matt Warner. He's on the plane right now flying back to Nebraska. But, man, Matt, I don't know what to say about you, man. You're not only an owner of Empire Fencing and Netting out in Waverly, but you're also a leader. And that's very impressive, man. I just want to let you know that I'm very proud of you. And thank you for all the love that you showed me here on the Get Your Happy On Hour show by being a sponsor. It means a lot to me. And I believe someone named Melanie Warner's had a birthday. So if I'm correct on that, happy birthday. Well, you know, we made it through another week. And speaking of good people, you know, humble people, I'm going to jump right in, man, because my guest is my big brother, but he's a very humble guy. But I'm bringing him out of that tonight because he don't like to talk about himself. But he going to talk about himself tonight, whether he likes to or not. So with no further ado, let's get started because I got a lot of questions. I know the answer to most of them, but I want the public to know what I know. Former Husker legend and former Kansas City Chiefs running back, Jeff Kinney. What's happening?
Hi, Ricky.
How you
Not a whole
doing,
lot. Just been watching a lot of football.
Hey, Jeff, I know from personal experience that you don't like to brag on yourself or even talk about yourself. I do know that, but I'm going to ask you, as a little brother, I'm going to ask you to come out of that tonight and share with the public, man, because everybody don't know what I know, and I want them to know because I think it's very interesting. So we're going to start off right off the top, man, with Jeff, where you from? Where's home?
Well, actually, I was born in a small town in Nebraska, Oxford, Nebraska.
Oxford, okay.
And my dad worked for the railroad, and when I got time for me to go to school, we moved to McCook.
McCook, the big city.
Big city boy. Big city boy.
Okay. So you grew up in McCook then?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. And now, sports-wise, growing up, what all sports did you play in McCook?
Oh, gosh, just about whatever I could enroll in or sign up for. Little League baseball. You know, I love basketball, you know, and kind of had to wait till you got to be an eighth grader before you could play football.
Okay.
But I just love sports. I love competing. I've always enjoyed that.
Well, Jeff, let me ask you this. Now, growing up in McCook, playing all these different sports, you apparently had some success. So my next question is, where did you choose to play college football?
Well, I did accept the scholarship to go to Nebraska, but it was a tough choice. Do I want to go to a California school or do I want to go to a Texas school? No, I grew up watching and listening to Nebraska football my whole life.
Okay. So you're familiar with that young man? Are you familiar with that young man named Lyle Brenzer?
Oh, yeah. Lyle was good. And then I couldn't wait at that time to get the World Herald the next morning to look at all the snapshots of they have like 4 or 5 sequels of a play.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait to see those and read every one of those. So I was a Nebraska fan long before I was ever a player.
I got you. Well, let me ask you this now. When you came to Nebraska, what year did you come here to play for Nebraska?
Well, I would have gotten there 68, and I graduated in the spring of 72.
So basically, walk me through your career at Nebraska. I mean, what was it like? Because when you got here, I don't think Nebraska. I mean, they had some success, but not the success that they had before you left.
Well, they were coming off 2 6-4 seasons, had been beaten badly by Oklahoma.
Okay.
And I can remember back then, played quarterback, but also played defense and running back. But there were seven other players, or 7 players total, that were scholarshiped at quarterback.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's back when you could give out a lot of scholarships.
Right. Okay.
So I started off at quarterback, and then, I think the thing that made a big difference in my life, and I'm sure other players that had gotten there, was we used to have a freshman team, and the freshmen would practice by themselves.
Right.
Freshmen played their own games. And so you really didn't get knocked around till you went into spring football that next year.
Now, when you so your freshman year, you played on the freshman team. So was you a quarterback then, or?
I started off there, then I got kind of got moved to a running back, kind of a flanker running back.
Yeah.
I had your kind of speed.
So you were slow then, huh? If you had my speed, you had to be slow.
Everybody that guarded me was slow.
So you went to running back. So I take it that you went through spring ball as a running back, or?
Yeah. Well, actually, I played wing back.
Okay.
As a wing back like you were. I played wing back, and then we had some running backs got hurt, and they moved me to tailback.
Okay.
And so started as a sophomore tailback. It took a while to get used to it, but after a while, we had quite a few underclassmen that were playing, and we were playing some good football. And I'd have to say, by the time or the end of my sophomore year, and the other guys who were sophomores and juniors and seniors felt like we could beat just about anybody in the country.
Wow. And so now, did you start as a sophomore at running back?
I did.
Wow. Okay. That's impressive, because that didn't hardly happen back then, I mean, I know today
when you get two of them hurt in front of you.
Oh, so that helped a little bit.
That helped a lot.
Yeah, because I remember holding my helmet would be on one end of the field, and I had on a baseball cap on the other end, because I knew I wasn't going to play.
Can you imagine players now that, because of the portal and stuff, they don't wait their turn, or they don't.
Oh, no. I'm still adjusting to that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just adjusting, because that's a totally different, era from what I remember.
Well, Ricky, they work so hard, the NCAA, to create that parity between, the top schools and the not so good schools, by limiting scholarships and doing all that. And now they just completely reversed all that they had done, whether it was Title IX or whatever it was.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Jeff, going into your junior year, was that the year you guys won the first national championship?
It was, yes.
Well, kind of walk me through that year, man, because I'm a big fan. First of all, even though you are my big brother, I'm still a fan.
Okay, well, I was a fan too. It looks, we started off the season, and we had the non-conference game, and we played Southern Cal out there.
Yeah.
And I think both Jerry Taggy and Van Bronson were hurt. So I spent the week practicing at quarterback. And then I think Jerry was able to come back in time for the game to play, but we ended up tying Southern Cal, who was rated, I know, in the top 2 or 3 at the time, tied them up out there, and we missed a field goal to win the game. So we started off with a tie against a very, very good team, and we just got better and better. And by the time the end of the season, I remember, we were a good football team. We were always pretty good on defense, but the offense controlled the ball, and defense was just what black shirt defenses are known for.
Right. And if I remember correctly, you playing under Devaney.
That's correct.
Yeah. And what kind of coach was he?
Tom was kind of Bob he wasn't a real hands-on coach. He let all of his assistants do most of everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of a guy that would stand back and watch practice and, say a word or two if he needed to players who weren't doing it right or who were doing it right too. So everybody had a great deal of respect for Coach Devaney. I mean, that's kind of what motivated a lot of us. We wanted to kind of win his approval.
Yeah. Now, Coach Osborne was on that staff too. Is that correct?
Yeah, Tom recruited me. Tom recruited
really?
me out of high school. And in fact, we used to do some speaking engagements together, and I always used to kid him. In fact, I always had to. After a while, I got smart and said, "Let me speak after Tom," because I knew what he was coming with, and I wanted to have my own story. But anyhow, Tom took me fishing, and it was cold, it was rainy, and we didn't catch a thing. And I told him, "I'm going to K-State, Coach. I'm sorry."
Oh man! Now, what did he say about that?
Yeah.
When you told him you was going to K-State, what was his response?
Well, we always kid each other.
Yeah.
He always says, I told him I could have went to K-State, and they had Lynn Dickey as a quarterback, and he was the guy that wore the white football shoes.
Oh, yeah.
When they first started that.
Yes.
And I said, hey, I could have gone there and wore white shoes, Coach. But we beat them every year, so it's a good thing I went to Nebraska.
Yeah, I agree. Now, you before I go on any further, I got to say this. Coach Osborne, for those of you that don't know him personally, the guy has a very, very good sense of humor, and a lot of people don't believe it when I say that. But I mean, he can hold his own and keep a straight face in the process. So I want y'all to know that.
Well, I can remember he came to McCook, and McCook had a really pretty good junior college team.
Okay.
And there was a tight end that was just a phenomenal basketball player and a big kid. Well, back then you could go out and eat dinner. So Tom took us both out to eat dinner, and we got back, and Ray is sitting in the front seat and I'm sitting in the back seat. And Coach Osborne, with his sense of humor, said, Ray, you're a pretty good athlete. In fact, you're really good. He said, but you come to Nebraska, you're going to have to work really, really hard. And so Ray opens the door and gets out, and that's it. He goes to Minnesota. So I didn't wait for Tom to say anything to me. I got out of the car too and went home.
No, the funniest thing is, I mean, a lot of people, and it's well documented that I have the ultimate respect for Coach Osborne, but so many people, when they talk to me about him or ask me about him, they don't realize the sense of humor that he has.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people are just in awe of him, which, deservingly so. I mean, the guy, his record speaks for itself and his character speaks for itself. But just from not being one of his players, a lot of people don't know how really funny this young man is.
Oh, he had a dry sense of humor.
Right.
He was very witty and very smart.
Yep. I think about one of the stories that I remember is when I first came to Nebraska as a wingback. I had been a running back in high school, and man, I wanted to play running back because I thought, I can play running back. And he didn't never tell me I couldn't play. He put me in at running back at practice one day, and first play, I took it to the house. I was like, oh man, it's just like high school. Well, the next play, he called the offense and the defense. And man, I ran up between the tackles, which is not my specialty at all. And I got lit up. I think it was Steve Damkroger. And I lost my helmet, a shoe, elbow pad, and my shoulder pad strings broke. And Coach Osborne acted like he didn't even see it. So I walked up to him with half my uniform in my hands. I was like, hey, Coach. He said, yeah, Ricky, what's going on? I said, you got another position I can play. This running back thing ain't going to work for me. So he didn't tell me I couldn't play running back. He just showed me why I shouldn't play it.
Who was the running back coach back then?
Coach Corrigan.
Okay, well, there you go.
yeah. See, Coach Corgan was well. I'm not telling you anything new, but for those of y'all don't know, Coach Corgan was a very no nonsense type of coach. And man, I mean,
he had no patience for sissies. I can tell you.
Oh
that.
no! I seen a running back run out of bounds once, man, and you'd have thought, you'd have thought he must have slapped Coach Corgan or something. Because I mean, this dude he lost it. You never run out of bounds.
You never run out of bounds.
Yeah. I just thought that was amazing. I was like, man, this dude here, he don't care if there's 5 people got you hemmed up. Before you run out of bounds, you run into them.
Well, yeah, that was a drill. I mean, that's a drill. You plant that outside foot and you head right up into it. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm not built for that. I'm more like, I want to get on the edge and check people's foot speed. I don't want to be in between them tackles. There's a problem between the tackles.
Well, there's 2 positions that I've always thought I'd never want to play. And that was middle linebacker or fullback.
Yeah, man. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was that. Yeah. You had to love contact to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I think about linebackers, I think about Jerry Murtaugh. Jerry Murtaugh, from what I've been told, had no problem with contact. He matter of fact, he looked for it. And he had no problem letting me know when I first met him that you're one of those wingback receivers, y'all some dirty guys, y'all.
He didn't like offensive players
at all. I mean, he didn't have no problem letting you know he didn't like offensive players. Well, Jeff, let me ask you this now. You had, at the end of your career, you ended up winning what, junior and senior year, you was national champion. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Wow. And I got this nice poster with you running, and you got your jersey half on and half off. What was it like, man, being a national champion? Just explain that experience.
Well, our junior year really kind of prepped us for our senior year. I mean, we started having that experience to playing and winning against good teams and dominating good teams. So we went into our senior year. We felt pretty confident that we could win just any game that we played. And I think our preparation was so good every week, it didn't matter who we played.
Right.
And I think one of the things that I remember from Coach Devaney saying, we would be ahead 24-0 at half, or 35-0, or just something where you had a 3 or 4 or 5 touchdown lead, because our defense held everybody to less than 6 points. And so he would say, okay, offense, you get out there and put the ball in the end zone, you're done for the day. So I know the first 6 or 7 games, I didn't play but one series that second half.
Yeah. And that was kind of a common theme, I think, that carried on for a long time, because I know a lot of people may find this hard to believe, but, in the 70s, I know for a fact, and in the 80s, and the 90s, there was a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? For us not getting to play very much in the second half, because, Nebraska was a very dominant team, at one time. And I'm hoping that we get back to that.
Depth. Yeah, we had a lot of depth too.
Yeah, but you know what? People really wanted to be here, and people wanted to compete. So that, it was kind of funny. I tell people this all the time. It's like, very rarely did you, if you were like a first team player, man, you didn't want to get hurt, because you may never get back on the field. We had depth. And those other guys wanted, they could play as well. And they wanted to let the world know that they could play. So I was very careful about coming off the field with a little limp or something, because there'd be about 7, 8 guys run up to you with their helmets in their hand. You okay? I'm like, yeah, man, I just need a couple of Tylenol and some water. You can go sit down, because if you get in, I ain't going to get back in. So I understood that. And Jeff, being a national champion for 2 years in a row, you had the opportunity to go to the next level. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Could you tell me about that process? Did you were you drafted or
Yeah, maybe
who
to get
drafted?
a little background on the draft. Back then, it was just you would get a phone call
Okay.
from the team that drafted you, and that was it. I mean, there was no
Was that
TV.
that fanfare, huh?
Yeah, there was nothing like that. But we actually were in the White House
Oh,
the day of the draft, and so as we were going to a press conference after we had finished everything up with some astronauts and the president, that we went into this the interview, and reporters were asking questions and stuff, and somebody handed me a note saying, "Call Coach Stram. You've been drafted in the first round."
wow.
And
Well, that's how you found out.
well, yeah, that was it. A note, and at that time, I guess they called my home, and the secretary for Coach Stram said, uh, "Is Jeff there?" And she goes, "Well, he's not. He's with the president." And they go, "Well, the president of what? How do we get a hold of him?" She says, "Call the White House."
Oh
So
wow.
that's how that came down. Yeah,
You just happen to be with the president of the United States, but
yeah.
he needs the number of how to get in touch with you. That's funny. So you was first round draft choice to the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's correct.
Okay, and now what was that experience like? Matter of fact, before you answer that, big shout out to the Chiefs for the win today. That was a big win for them to get back to the Super Bowl. I didn't see it coming, but hey, they pulled it off.
Well, that's if you've been around, if you look at how a professional football player looks at a season,
Yeah.
preseasons, you're kind of getting yourself in shape, and you've got your position pretty well nailed down for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got that long regular season.
Right.
So a lot of times it's just, like, let's get by, let's stay healthy, let's play other players. And then it's like when this third one comes around, you better have your game on, because that's the season right there.
Right.
And so I think they've done this enough times. They know exactly what they need to do and when they need to do it.
Yeah, well, they definitely showed that.
Yes, they did.
Well, Jeff, now when you went to the Chiefs, what was that experience like for you? I mean, your first round draft choice, so I know the expectations were high.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had back then you used to play 6 preseason games, and I think the neat thing about what I got to do before we went to training camp was, how there used to be basketball teams where seniors would go out and play basketball in small towns across Nebraska.
Yes.
Well, the Chiefs did something like that too, and so they asked me to come and play with them on some of their basketball games. So I got to know a few of the guys and become friends with them, and so that was just a good introduction to what was going on. And I think at that time we had a couple of different college all-star games where you played an All-American Bowl in Lubbock.
Yeah.
And then they played that college all-star game in Chicago where they took the college all-stars, and we played the Super Bowl winner, which was the Dallas Cowboys that year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we did 2 games in the summertime, and then I left on a bus right after that game to go to the Hall of Fame game. And so, I mean, thrown right in the fire right away. So,
well, Jeff, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come right back, and we're going to pick up right there. Okay. Don't you guys go anywhere. We're on 93.7. The tickets to get you happy on out.
Long hot summer. Are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400. Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Summer is winding down, but there's no reason to put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Sign up today for 9-hole leagues this fall, any day from Monday to Friday, starting on September 25th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Call today at 402-742-0140.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. I'm Matt Knipe with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand that no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof that it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we back. Look here, man. Before we get back to my big brother, Jeff, I think we got some shout outs. Hey, Austin.
Hey, Ricky.
Who's over there, man? Who's tuned in?
We'll start on YouTube with Brett. Brett saying, happy early birthday, Ricky.
What?
Ricky, happy birthday.
Big shout out to Brett down in Tulsa, and thank you for the, man, you know what? Tomorrow is that birthday. You're right. So thank you for mentioning that. Who else we got over there?
We turned our attention to Facebook. We got Brad
Scott Taylor, Ernest Taylor Jr. That's my little brother down in Texas, man. Appreciate you, Brad, for tuning in, man. It means a lot.
We got Odious Lee.
What? My big brother Odious Lee? Man, look at him. If you got Parnell over there, man, look here. Lock your refrigerator, because I know Parnell over there cleaning things out for you.
And on Facebook, the one and only Mike Red Baron.
Red, what's happening, man? I appreciate the love you showed last week. I've been looking for your paperwork down here. I don't see it, but I do have something that you gave me, so I'll make sure after the show that I reach out to you to see if this is what you were looking for. Anybody else? Okay, well, I did get a text from my homegirl, Carla Walker. I want to say thank you for, I know you're not a big sports fan, but I appreciate the fact that you're willing to learn, and you even admitted that you're learning a lot about Nebraska history. So thank you, Carla, for tuning in. Now, back to my big brother. Jeff, I got a question for you. You said you caught a bus after which game was that you caught a bus?
Caught a what?
You said you caught a bus? You had to have a bus ride back?
Oh, yeah. Well, we played in a college all-star. It was college all-star game, and it was the Hall of Fame game.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get a bus from there to Canton, where they played the Hall of Fame game.
Oh,
so
okay.
I can remember I was pretty sore from playing the Dallas Cowboys, and they had me suit up, and my backfield coach said, "Don't be surprised if we put you in there to return kickoffs." I'm going, oh God, no.
Had you ever done that before?
Yeah, I returned kickoffs, but I wasn't in any shape to do it that day.
You said not after being all beat up.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this now: when you got to the season for Kansas City, your rookie year, what was that like for you? I mean, did you come in right away being the man, or did you have to earn your spot? What was that like?
You know, they had Eddie Poglak, who was pretty well entrenched in that position, but I ended up playing both halfback and fullback.
Oh wow!
So it was kind of like, and Coach Strand was one of those guys who didn't like to play rookies, you know?
Oh yeah.
And so they put me in them passing situations, but it was pretty slim pickings that first year.
Okay, so you didn't play a whole lot, or you
did not play a whole lot? No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, going into that next season, how'd that turn out for you?
Started playing a little bit more. Stram started having more confidence. Played a lot of situations, you know, where there were passing situations. So I got to do that, but also ended up doing some blocking and stuff too for Ed, and that kind of translated over to when I went to Buffalo, why they picked me up. So here I was, a tailback and a wingback in Nebraska. Now all of a sudden I'm blocking people, which wasn't something I really was excited about. Well, guess what goes around comes around, huh?
Yeah. So now, how many years were you actually with Kansas City then? The first
4 years in Kansas.
4
City.
years, and then you got traded, you said?
To Buffalo. Yeah, I went to Buffalo. And I blocked for OJ.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing I can actually say, you love those cold weather climates. You went to Nebraska, then you went to Kansas City, then you're in Buffalo. So
well, it was either that or Green Bay.
another nice climate.
Yeah. There's always two places you didn't want to play, and those were the two right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny when I think about that, man. Those are very, very historic, programs. Now, don't get me wrong; they've got a lot of history, but man, the climate. I mean, it takes. I don't know if you ever really adjust to it. I think you just learn to deal with it.
Yeah, and we didn't have the kind of equipment that would keep you warm. The under stuff. You wore long underwear if you were cold. That was about it. Socks.
Yeah, and once that stuff got damp, you got a problem.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Well, Jeff, man, I want to talk to you a little bit more about like after you retired from football. What did you do then?
Well, I went into business with a couple of guys. We end up kind of being a consulting firm where we would visit with different companies and stuff about their employee benefits.
Uh-huh.
So I went into business with a couple of those guys, and then we end up buying a company. And shortly after we bought that company, a good friend of mine who you know very well, Jerry Pettibone.
Yeah, Coach Pettibone.
Yeah, he called me
Shout
up
out to Coach Pettibone.
And we talked through the years, and he wanted to get a head coaching job, and he wanted to put together a staff. And he calls me up and said, Jeff, I got a head coaching job, and I want to ask you if you want to come be on my staff. I go, well, sure, Jerry, but let me think about it. Where's it at? He goes, it's at Northern Illinois University. I go, great, Jerry, where's Northern Illinois University? He goes, DeKalb.
Cool climate.
I go, where's DeKalb, Illinois, Jerry? But I ended up going and, really enjoyed coaching kids. Loved it, as a matter of fact, but came to the point where I wanted to watch my own sons play.
Right. I got you.
And they were doing a bunch of stuff there. They were trying to get a big time schedule and weren't putting the money in facilities or, doing things you need to do to compete at that level. They just were concerned about getting the cash in the door, and that was it. So I end up not coaching anymore and going back into the business world.
Okay. So you currently, that's pretty much what you have been doing, because I know you play in a lot of these golf tournaments. And I got a bone to pick with you, and I'm gonna pick it on air.
Did you get your birthday present yet?
No, I have not. What you do?
It's a dozen golf balls with number 7 on them.
No, not the pink ones, man. I told you I gotta have Husker Red, man. Why you keep doing that to me, Jeff? Well, let me tell y'all what Jeff done to me down in I think we were in Gothenburg, I believe it was. Yeah. We was playing in a teammates golf tournament for Coach Osborne organization. And just so happened by the luck of the draw, I was on the hole right behind Jeff. So every time I would come up on a par 3, and first of all, let me tell you guys, I am not good at golf. I just like playing. Jeff would buy like a case of red golf balls, and he would take a Sharpie and put number 7 on it. And on the par 3 holes, I'd tee off, and half the time I didn't know where the ball went. But by the time I get to the green, my ball was in the hole, making me think I had a hole in one. But Jeff standing over on the side laughing because he done put one of these balls in the hole just because they had just finished playing that hole. Jeff, I don't know why you did me like that, man. I thought me and you was cooler than that. But, you kind of had me feeling good about myself, and in reality, thinking I had a hole in one when my ball was somewhere in the rough. So I don't know why you did me like that, man.
I needed you. You needed some confidence building. So I was working on building your confidence.
Well, you know what? you did a wonderful job of doing that, man, because I really actually thought I had a hole in one because I didn't know where the ball that went off the tee. And when I got to the green and saw I was in the hole, man, I felt real good about myself. So mission accomplished. But I also want to give you another compliment while we're on that subject. We got our happy on while we were there too, man, and I appreciate you participating in that. And for those of you that don't know what getting your happy on is, it's basically I play some music and I try to dance, and I cannot dance. I mean, it is well documented I can't dance, but it makes people laugh, and that to me is mission accomplished. And Jeff volunteered to be a part of one of my videos, man. So I just want to say thank you for doing that and being a good sport about it. I mean, it was kind of funny because when I looked at it after I posted it, I was like, man.
Who is
Jeff,
that guy?
Yeah.
You sure he played football?
Yeah. But you know what, though, Jeff? You got some rhythm, man. That's what got you. You was actually on beat. So you had me beat in that respect. But Jeff, let me ask you another question. When you doing your business ventures, what type of business? You said you bought a couple of businesses. What did you do?
Well, first starting off, it was, like I said, the consulting business where we visited with different companies and would make recommendations on their employee benefits. So did that, owned a company. And then when I went into coaching, I sold my stock and went into coaching. And I think my first year of coaching, I made $21,000. And I was making that much in interest off selling my business. So I could do
it. You took a little cut and pay.
Yeah. But anyhow, that's what I did and coached for a while. Then when I got back, I got into the investment business where I worked with different institutions, whether there were banks or insurance companies and different places like would be investment companies. And so I would look at trying to find offerings, fixed income offerings that would fit what they were looking for.
I got you. Now, Jeff, if I remember correctly, if you don't mind sharing with us, how's the rehab part coming for you?
It's a little harder than I thought it would be.
Well, first, Jeff, explain what you had done. Then,
well, I had knee replacement surgery, and you don't really. I guess I didn't really know the extent to what they do, but it's pretty traumatic as far as how they treat your body by putting, the tourniquets around your leg to stop the blood flow for a couple hours, and they cut the bone off each end of and they put a piece of plastic basically there, and then you're walking around with a new knee.
Wow.
So it just takes a little, when you're 74 years old, you got to make sure you do the rehab.
Wow.
And so that's what I'm working through now, just doing the rehab.
Okay. Well, hold that thought, Jeff. We're going to take another quick break and then we're going to come back and wrap this thing up. I just want everybody to know, man, we got Jeff Kinney, man, former Husker legend. Don't y'all go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor at just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Get all of your favorite restaurants delivered with VenueDelivered.com.
One place for ordering delicious appetizers, refreshing salads, hot entrees, fresh sandwiches, and more. From Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, and all Lincoln Good Sense Subs locations. Download our phone app to earn rewards on all of your carryout and delivery orders. Available on Apple and Android, just search for the Pillar Restaurants app. That's the Pillar Restaurants app. Download today.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Priced Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for only $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Only $24.99 a month. Our most popular membership, the PF Black Card, is your ticket to getting all the perks. Join today. See Club for details.
It's football season in Nebraska, and that means coaches are busy making game plans. I'm Eric Hagan with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. Liberty Law's relentless trial attorneys serve all of Nebraska. To learn more, visit libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
All right, we're back. You know, I was just sitting there thinking, I want to say this to Jeff, and I want you to continue rehabbing because we got some more golf to play. And also, I got a comment from the great Red Mike Barron, a.k.a. Red. Hey, Red, when I see you too, man, I need to get that $2 million off of you, but don't let nobody see you give it to me. But anyway, Red said Jeff lit up Oklahoma for 171 yards rushing in the 1971 game of the century. Man, 171 yards. You were putting in work, Jeff.
Well, you know, we had a chemistry that I've never experienced before on that team, and everybody, you know, had a lot of confidence. And to be a running back and hit a hole full speed, you had to have some trust in your lineman in front of you, and especially your fullback.
Right.
And so we were a team that played so well together, and we had to that game. I mean, it's just kind of like who had the ball last was going to win that game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like Red, man. 171 yards is 171 yards. I mean, and it wasn't against no slouch. You know what I mean? That was a top team that you did there. You know, Oklahoma Sooners always been in that top, you know, so big shout out to you for that. And I just want to, you know, I want to say thank you too, Jeff, because I know that your time is valuable, and I just want to say thank you for being willing to be a guest on the show. I mean, that means a lot to me. I don't know how to thank you enough for that. You know, I mean, a lot of people take stuff for granted, and I don't take anything for granted. So the fact that you took time out of your busy day to be a part of this show, I mean, I just got to say thank you. And I want to say it publicly so that you understand how important that is to me.
Well, you know, I care very much about you, and I have fun, and you are a brother in every sense of the word. And just a little heads up, looks like it's a rematch between the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Ah, okay. Well, I know who you gonna be pulling for. Again, though, I just want to say thank you, and I got to give another shout out to Matt Warner, man, of Empire Fencing, for the sponsorship of the show. It means a lot to me because there are a lot of people out here that, you know, say one thing but do another. But Matt's a man of his word, and Empire Fencing is just a great company. I've had the pleasure of meeting those employees out there, and Matt's just been a really, really good person and a good leader. I think that's very important for a company, because sometimes people, especially when they're in a position of power like that, they tend to forget the people that helps them get to where they are. And I don't see that at all with Matt Warner and at Empire. So y'all keep doing big things out there, and I look forward to the next opportunity to come out there. Well, we're going to wrap up the show. Again, I want to say thank you, Jeff, man. I appreciate you. And I always wrap up my shows the same way every week. Every day you blessed to see truly is another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on. See y'all next Sunday.